any drone footage you see was Bushlight Billy yesterday shooting. I'm gonna try re-recording this. It's been snowing all morning. Might use some footage from before. Making sure I'm actually recording. I came out today. This is the first installment of Illinois spot burn. So I came out today to Lemont Quarries in Lemont. It's right next to the brand new park called the Forge. Forge is a great time. If you guys are looking for something to do with kids, the Forge is a great time. It's a rock climbing wall, treetop type park. And there's several quarries here, and they started naming them. Maybe they were always named. I've been coming here for like 20, 25 years and never knew that they were being named. But I'm on the Great Lakes Quarry. And I parked all the way at the east end of the whole thing. So you drive till you see a gate, and you park there. You walk down this path, and 20 years ago, that was the only boat launch here. And it was a quote-unquote boat launch. Rumor has it that at the bottom of that, a blazer is in the bottom. I don't know if it's true. But this is a 41-acre lake. Very clean, very clear, no zebra mussels. In here, you could typically catch, I'd say, largemouth, crappie, bluegill. Rumor has it that there's somebody released a lake sturgeon here. Supposedly there's a sturgeon swimming around. Cool to tie into that. I know that the one quarry that ties into this, they said they stocked walleye, although none have been reported caught yet, according to their website. And I'm out here, so Illinois spot burn, for those of you that don't listen to the podcast, should listen to the podcast though. Illinois spot burn, we came up with a list of fish we got to catch. So 50 bluegill, 10 crappie. I forget, I'd have to go through all the numbers again. I'm out here for the bluegill and a crappie. A walleye wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind tying into a walleye right now, but I don't really think it's going to happen here. I've been out for a couple hours already with no action, not even marking anything. But anyway, so back to the quarry. Where I'm at is I'm on the south shore of the Great Lakes Quarry on the east end. So you can see behind me about 30 feet is the wall. So about 10 feet from that wall, I drilled a hole. It's 8 feet. Probably another 10, 15 feet past that is 15 feet. 30 feet out, I'm in 22 feet of water. 22 is pretty consistent around here. There are some shallow spots. There's a spot out in the middle. I thought about going out. We don't have enough ice for me to feel confident walking across. But there's this pillar. If you drain this lake, there'd be a pillar in the middle of it. And around it's 20 feet. And so me and my wife actually come here. She loves paddle boarding. And so I'll take her out here on a paddleboard. I'll be in a kayak or my old drift boat, following her around. We're taking the dogs, dumping them in the water. She falls in. She tries to do her yoga poses and falls in. Doesn't work. But we always ended up on that pillar. I thought about going over there trying to find that. So yeah, this is the first installment of Illinois spot burn. And stay tuned. I don't know if this is going to be an episode all on its own, because we're posting whether we catch fish or not. So, is what it is. When you see it, this was for people that are trying to fish around Northern Illinois. If you're stuck in Northern Illinois because you got family, job, it's a great place to make a living. Terrible place to, pay your taxes and high cost of living. But we're stuck here with jobs and all kinds of stuff. So we do have lakes around. We do have fishing around. It's not good fishing. This can be all over Northern Illinois. We got to catch a muskie. We got to catch northern. Got to catch walleye, crappie, bluegill, cats around there. I think we even threw carp on there. And we're going to record each thing, make an episode out of it. And so I figured, we finally get ice. In Northern Illinois, there's winters where if you make it out ice fishing, it might be one time. Last year I made it out for about 2 hours. And that was it. And then it thawed out again. But we got a cold stretch. I'm recording this. It's like January 20th, or January 12th I'm recording this. And we got about 3 inches of ice. We got more cold weather coming this week. So I'm guessing by next weekend, we'll have 5, 6 inches of ice. I got out here just before sunrise. We're about 9 o'clock in the morning now. Nothing on the graph. And so I don't know how much poking around I'm going to do. I'm going to keep hitting these spots for a little longer. Keep trying. And what I'm using some soft plastics. I got just a grub on the one. I'll show you this one. I got this guy on. I forget what you call these. They got the 3 little legs and just a little jig on it. Forget what you call these guys. I'm moving different depths. I'm going up and down. You know, usually everyone goes right to the bottom. And that's okay, but a school of crappie, you kind of want to fish over their head. You know, walleye like the bottom. Maybe you'll catch crappie on the bottom too, but it seems like they like to see it above them. They like to be below it, it seems like. Ask me how that's working today. And I also got a rattle trap I'm throwing out there, a small rattle trap. Seeing if any crappie would take that. The one thing, especially if you're ice fishing in northern Illinois, like I said, we don't know if you never know if you got good ice. So I always spud on my walkout. I'm always spudding. Problem with spudding, I mean, it's, you know, not really a problem, I guess, kind of. Throw this hood up, the snow's gonna cover me. Problem with spudding is every time you hit it, I swear you scare the fish away. And so you spud, and that spot's gonna not be good for a little bit. And then you spud, but it's better than taking a swim. I'd rather not catch anything than swim. The one thing I like to do is when I figure out an area, okay, I'm gonna fish here, I'm gonna fish in 5 different holes. I like to drill all my holes at once, so that noise is gone. And the snow cover's nice too on top. It kind of makes it dark, they can't see as easy. But yeah, I like to spud on my way out. I like to drill my holes, and then I'd be done making noise, and then I kind of tiptoe around, dropping at each hole. If you're in the same area as me, I'm not using live bait today because I wasn't sure how the ice was going to be, so I don't want to dive all in. But next week, and I'll probably get some live bait. And for me, if you live anywhere close to me, the best place to get bait is Angler's Outlet in Tinley Park. They have all different kinds of minnows, worms, waxies, and on top of that, everything you'd need, soft plastics and gear-wise. So if you're in my area, Angler's Outlet in Tinley Park is probably the best place to go around here. I know there's other places. Like when I go on the Fox Channel Lakes, there's other spots to go up there. But around here, if you're on the south side, Angler's Outlet. So if your question is going to be, where do you get live bait? Which I'm not using live bait today, just soft plastics. There's some speaker going on over there. I have no idea what it's about. You're probably not going to do too much poking around. I think next weekend's going to be the weekend I hit it hard. I do wish when these snowy days that I brought the ice shanty. I really do wish I brought the ice shanty. I can close all the stuff in and not have to worry about everything getting snow covered. Podcast comes out on Tuesdays, so if you guys got any comments, questions, the one thing with Illinois spot burns, we're going all over northern Illinois, and we're going to hit Cook County Forest Preserve ponds and the Fox Channel Lakes and the Fox River, Des Plaines River, maybe the DuPage River, and a couple of, we got a list of lakes, and call it a spot burn. They're not exactly secrets, but there are people out there that want to do some fishing and they just can't get themselves moving because they're so used to watching fishing in Wisconsin that you just know it's going to suck in northern Illinois. So pretty much we're proving, yes, it does suck, or it's not as bad as you think. It will never prove that it's good fishing, but I'm going to prove that it's could be not as bad or just as bad as you think. That's kind of the point of this. Figured it'd be fun to film. Like we said, we're posting videos whether we catch anything or not, and just trying to be informative. Lemont Quarries, if you have little kids. The one thing I want to say about the quarries here is, so years ago, if you look to the west, there's a boat launch on the Great Lakes Quarry. There's a boat launch on the west end, and there's this little channel that'll go to the bigger one that I'm on today. And 20 years ago, that wasn't there. They were 2 separate quarries. I'm not sure who blasted them together, but they blasted the rock out of there and made a channel so you can get through there in a boat. Boat launch is nice and easy. Parking's big. And it's a great place to drop a kayak. Great place to bring a paddleboard. Small boat. I would say a small boat. Don't bring anything. There's no gas powered anything allowed in here, so electric only. But it's a great place to bring kids. That forge is a lot of fun. The forge is a lot of fun. So you can kind of do a morning fish with kids and then kind of do a mid-morning forge, climb around, jump around, burn out even more energy, and you can make a day of it out here on Lemont Quarries. They did a really nice job. 20 years ago, it was kind of archaic back here. The roads weren't as good. There was no parking lots. You just kind of pulled off on the side of the road. Now there's some good parking lots, lots of people walking around, lots of trails to bike, mountain bike on, walk, whatever you want to do. You can come back here and just pretty much get about anything you want for anybody that's in the outdoors. You know, if you got a runner, if you got a biker, if you got a fisherman, you got somebody that just likes to go paddling around, Lemont Quarries here. Not sure if I said it already, but I'm on the south shore of the Great Lakes on the east end. So hopefully I'll have a map up there showing you about where I'm at. And it's proven good. A lot of people come to this spot and catch their crappie. Today I'm striking out. I haven't even marked a fish, you know, so I'm not going to venture out too much further just in case the wind kept certain spots open. I really don't want to go for a swim. I don't know if you guys can hear the train with my microphone or not. It's one thing about being around Lemont. You're never too far from a train. Remember, if you got any suggestions, a spot you want to see on this, let me know. You know, like one thing we're probably going to try and do is some Tampier Lake fishing. We might even do that through the ice. We'll see. The one thing is, if you do suggest a spot, make sure it's not a subdivision pond or something I technically don't have like legal rights to. Just kind of exposing Northern Illinois, what's available to you for fishing. If people like this, if we get any kind of following with this, might expand this into hunting. Might do season 2 because this is going to be for 2025. So if this goes well and people like it, we might do it again for 2026. And so we're kind of ironing out the details now these days. We're kind of ironing out the details. I really wanted to come out here and catch some bluegill. I'm in 21 feet of water. I always start at the bottom, crank up a little bit, and try and work different depths just in case there is something hovering that I don't see. Maybe they're not deep. And I work my way back and forth between the 21-foot spot, the 15-foot spot, and the 8-foot spot. I work back and forth. Now the other quarries around here, like the one I was talking about with the boat launch, if you do end up on that one, it's a lumpy bottom, but it's shallow. I mean, it's I'm gonna say 8 feet at the deepest, but from what I remember, it was mostly 6 feet deep everywhere in there. It's shallow. And then the one just to the north of that, that's the one we were on yesterday, and we never got deeper than 7 feet. Everything was 7 feet. It's like they dug a pan out and just put it in there. It's 7 feet everywhere. We didn't get anything. It was sunny, and it was, we were just kind of dusting the cobwebs off all our stuff. So the one by the forge now, I found out, the one that actually, when you're done in the forge, it's cool. You can zip line across the one quarry. It's really neat. It's a long zip line. And supposedly they closed down fishing to that one. You can't. I've fished there many times over the years. Supposedly that one's illegal. And then when you're pulling in here, you'll see a big quarry on the north side, on your left side as you're pulling in. And that has something to do with like water reclamation, something like that. And there's no fishing allowed in there now either. They still say that they see people in there, but technically it's not. You're not supposed to be in there. So move your way on down to these quarries, and there's fishing here. I do know there's fishing here. I know I didn't show you anything today. I'm gonna get out of here. I got a lot of stuff to do today, and maybe I don't know if this is gonna be its own episode or if I'm gonna tie this in with next weekend, because we're gonna get some cold weather. We're gonna have some ice, and hopefully I'll have Bush Lake Billy with me, if not Pat maybe. And yeah, tune in the podcast. Comment below, anything you want. Keep it civil, if you wouldn't mind. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody.